So Mike, how and when did it get all started? And who are the Sagebrush Sons of Erin?
Well, I think I can answer the first part for you. And the second part, we'll see how far we get along before we reveal secrets.
Okay.
There had been some pranks being played back and forth. I can chronicle some of that stuff for you, but just it's very simply started off between Keith McDonald and myself, and we thought rather than paint each other's houses or steal each other's cars and fill them with popcorn and some of the crazy things we did back in the day, we decided to pull in an uninterested third party, and we picked one of our buddies, Milt Manukian. And we hate to play a prank if it's something you can just brush off and look away and, you know, the prank is over, it's a ha-ha. So our first prank, and we thought it was a prank at the time, we took a Blarney stone, which is probably, well, it's good size. I mean, it was a three, you know, like this. It was a 3-man stone. Yeah.
Whoa. And
you have to understand, anytime you get a stone, only so many people can participate or you're all bumping heads. So it makes it a beast. I mean, it's so much fun. So we got the stone, and we got out the cold chisels, and we had a plaque, plate made, Milt's Blarney Stone, presented by the Sagebrush Sons of Erin, 1981, 80 or 81. And we had so much fun with it that the Sagebrush Sons of Erin, that group of folks, continued to place a Blarney Stone every year. There are a couple of exceptions. We missed a stone sometime in the 2000 something, but we made a mosaic, a rock mosaic on a walking trail that made sense to us to display. And one year we missed it. Not quite sure what we were doing on St. Paddy's Day, but we missed it, and we placed the stone on April Fool's Day, which we thought was equally as entertaining. So that worked out pretty well. So we've never missed a year with a Blarney Stone, and we've been doing it for, whatever that is, 35 years.
So the Sons of Erin are just, relatives of Ireland?
Well, as you well know, the time you spend in Italy or here in the United States before you left, there's a certain time of year that everybody's Irish. So I'm going to answer yes to your question, but with McDonald, McKenzie, Riley Beckett, I just left somebody out, Shaughnessy and myself. We actually have pretty, we have a pretty good semblance of Irish descent, or certainly Irish humor. We all share that in common. We get together and some can sing, some can recite poetry, some do jokes,
nice.
And some pull pranks. So it's a good gathering.
How do you select who is going to be the recipient each year?
Well, it's usually a couple of scoops. A scoop of beer, maybe a good glass of wine.
Okay, cheers.
Toss a. Usually, I hate to say this because I know we've had instances where somebody else has come up with a name and it's been fun. I know we did Leona Wood. So when Leona was, she ran the convention authority or one of those. She had a nice office down there in the, where the Dutch Brothers, that coffee place is on the mall right there. She was out in front of Keith McDonald's, had a drugstore right there in that mall. And Mike O'Shaughnessy worked with the Visitors and Convention Authority for years, and she had an office there. And they said, well, why don't we give Leona Wood a Blarney Stone? I think she might have been, maybe she was the second lady. She might have been first. But that night we got out and we do it on the eve of St. Patrick's Day, so that the stone is always there on the morning when people wake up. It's there, and we're too hungover to care what anybody says about anything. So it works out perfect. So we're placing the stone, and we've got to get it out of the back of a truck, and we're rolling it. And Mike Shaughnessy has the key to the Visitors Authority, so we can actually roll this stone inside her building, and it's just right for the doorway and nothing to spare. So we're rolling the stone in the doorway, And the gendarme, the police cruiser pulls up and wants to know what we're doing or what we think we're doing, and we're all having a can of beer and we're pushing Blarney through the doorway, and he wants to know what we're doing, and Shaughnessy immediately comes out and tells him that we're on a mission for the Sagebrush Sons of Erin, and if he would take a trip around the block, he promised that the door would be locked and we'd be gone by the time he got back. And he looked and saw the Blarney Stone and looked at us, and he said, I'll make that trip around the block.
Oh, really? How cool.
And he drove off, and it was just wonderful of him.
Very nice.
And good of Mike to step forward and take a beating for us. And he knew there was no harm, no foul. But we got to roll the stone inside and lock the place up and leave.
So it wasn't outside?
It was inside. It was outside when he saw it, and we had the door open because Mike had the key. And so once he opened the door, we rolled the stone. And we always, I think you saw a stone the other day. You had a picture of Brett Andreas's, that State Farm. Exactly. We put that stone right in the middle of his walkway so that people that walked in were, of course, had to stop and walk around it and that. Mm-hmm. We had the stone there, we had it in the walkway, and the lights flicked on in his office, and his wife was down there doing some work in the evening, and she came outside and she told us in no uncertain terms that she didn't care who was putting the stone, she was going to pick the place, and she did. Oh. And we moved it.
It was in the corner there.
Oh, right, exactly where you saw it. It's where she wanted it. And we grunted and groaned and grunted and groaned to put it right where she said.
So besides yourself, do you know of anyone else who has actually kissed the stone that you have placed?
You know, I don't think I'm going to be able to recall, but I have had people, I think John McLean may have kissed the stone. I think Father Hanley, Jerry Hanley may have kissed the stone. But I bet I've had... over the years, I bet I've had a dozen people, in 35, tell me that, yeah, I've been there. I've kissed the stone. Or I've had some people tell me they've seen the stone, but they haven't kissed it. It's a bit of a task to get turned upside down and lifted down underneath the ledge there. But
thank you, Mike, for going into detail about your project, your life project of the Blarney Stones here in Carson City.
my absolute pleasure, believe me.
And cheers.